to the podcast. Thank you for being here, for listening. I very much appreciate it. You know, when I started this podcast several years ago, my goal was to raise the awareness of trauma. I had been working in a clinic in Northern California. I just got out of graduate school. I thought I wanted to become a licensed therapist, and I was on track. I got a great job in a clinic. We were assessing and treating young individuals who were showing early signs of psychosis. Phenomenal job. And, you know, not surprisingly, 99.9% of those kids, individuals, had experienced trauma of one type or another. And I couldn't believe it. We would get these calls from parents or teachers or therapists about, you know, some kid in question, and most of the time there was a lot of explosive behavior going on. And towards the end of our questioning, you know, we would do a phone intake. If we get a call, we would ask about trauma. And again, it just became inevitable that this was what was going on. And then a week later, you know, this kid would roll into the office, and it would be just this kid. You know, you'd have this sheet with all these behaviors going on, all these symptoms, and you'd see this kid, this normal looking kid coming in with a book under their arm, or some gaming device under their arm, or, you know, some stuffed animal under their arm. And you look at them and you say, my God, what is going on? Why are these therapists not catching it? The teachers, you know, the parents, and to a certain degree you can understand that. But anyway, that was the impetus. And I was like, I got to do something. And that's when I started. And when I started, my goal really was to interview what I thought to be, you know, quote unquote, master trauma therapists. You know, Janina Fisher or Bessel van der Kolk or Pat Ogden, and, you know, those people. And slowly I started interviewing them, but then I also started interviewing people that you never heard of, but who were no less amazing, you know, incredible. And I would be talking to these people, and I'd be thinking to myself, you know, this person has dedicated their lives to helping people who've been impacted by trauma. And that is so inspiring to me. And as I've grown, as I've continued on with the podcast more and more, I interview incredible people. And more I say to myself, you know, and I say to them, you are amazing. You're so inspiring. And I think to myself, why don't more people know about them? And granted, not everyone wants to be, you know, well known, but again, you know, my guess is you're doing this as a profession. You're a professional therapist or a coach. You want people to a certain degree know about you. You want to get clients. And I started thinking to myself, well, I've got this platform, right, with the podcast. We're doing pretty well. We've got a certain social media following. We're on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. What if we started helping to promote these therapists, helping them to get their work in front of other people, whether it's, you know, a therapist in private practice and they want to get their work in front of more people, their prospective clients. What if they're a podcaster themselves? They want to get more eyes on their podcast, more ears on their podcast. What about if it's a therapist or a coach who's got a workshop coming up and they want to get more exposure? We could do that. And so we created Media Plus. And Media Plus is our new platform through which we're helping to promote therapists who are doing incredible work get their work out in front of prospective clients. We've worked with people who are in private practice, people who are creating workshops, and they've got a series coming up. Right? They want more people to know about it, and they'll work with us. And we're doing this in a variety of ways. So we have different packages with Media Plus. So if you're a therapist, you're a coach, and you're passionate about the work you're doing, and you want maybe to get more exposure, right? This is what this is for. So this is for you. And we have different packages, right? We have a week, we have 2 weeks, we have a month, we have a monthly subscription where you can sign up for 4 months, 6 months, or 9 months. And we're also helping people create websites. So if you don't have a website, or maybe you do have a website, but you want to have it redone, or you don't have a website and you want to get one, we can help you do that too, okay? You can learn more about this by going to the podcast, the website, thetraumatherapistproject.com or thetraumatherapistpodcast.com, and just clicking on Media Plus. But so how we're working with people is in a variety of ways, okay? The first way we're doing this is we're creating graphics where we'll work with you. Let's say you sign up, you've got a workshop coming up in a month or two, right? We'll work with you. Let's say you want to do 1 week or 2 weeks promotion. We'll work with you to create a great graphic about your workshop and text. You'll give us some text and we'll post that up. We'll link to your workshop. Okay. We'll also create video clips. And how we're doing this is I'll do a mini interview with you, and I'll ask about you. I'll ask about, how the heck you got into this field, find out about you, and also find out about your project. If it's a workshop you have coming up, maybe you have a book coming up. Let's go with the workshop example. You've got a workshop coming up. We'll talk about that, how you got interested in this, what's someone who's the workshop for, what they're going to learn, what kind of experience they're going to get out of it, get people excited about it, right? My guess is you're excited about it, so we want your prospective clients to get excited about it too. So we'll do this mini interview, about 15 minutes, and then we'll create video clips from that, and we'll post those up, okay? And you can take those as well and post them up onto your own platform. But we'll post it up across Facebook and Twitter. We'll post it up across TikTok and Instagram to get exposure and to get people excited about it. Now, those are the 1 week and 2 week options. With the 1 month option, we also throw in an actual podcast interview. So in addition to the graphics with text about, let's say, your workshop, we'll also do the mini interview, but we'll also actually do a full podcast interview. And from that, we'll do the video clips. I'm not going to do an extra interview. It's not going to make any sense. We'll just do a full-on interview. And we'll also have an option of creating your own sponsor spot. And this is something that we offer our regular sponsors, where we'll create a 60-second sponsor spot. You'll come up with some text. Maybe you want me to help with that, and I can certainly do that. But you'll come up with some text. Maybe it's about your workshop or your book, and we'll put that in a mid-roll, midway through our podcast, and we'll publish that out across the entirety of our over 700 episode interviews, okay? So a lot of ways we'll work with you to help get you noticed. And look, a lot of therapists don't love promoting their stuff, and I get it. It can be, not for everyone, but for a lot of people, it can be this kind of weird balance. You feel like you're doing this cherished work, and you are, but it can feel weird for a lot of people to then step up and promote, right? Because it feels like maybe you're tooting your own horn, or you're drawing attention to yourself, and somehow that's going to be maybe degrading the work you're doing. But we'll take that off of your shoulders, and we'll do that for you. And I love doing this. I mean, this is what I do. I love talking to people. I love getting in there and finding out, and this is what I do in my interviews, right? I get in there, find out how the heck did you get into this field that you're doing this? What is it? Not just about the work or the book or the workshop, but it's about the passion you bring to what you're doing. It's about the excitement you bring to what you're doing. And that's going to draw people to your work. Right? It's those finding out those little details, those little unique characteristics about you that first distinguish you from everyone else and that make you you, but also that will attract your clients, your prospective clients to you. That's one of the things I want to do through Media Plus. So look, if you're a therapist, maybe you're in private practice, maybe you're a coach, you've got a workshop coming up, maybe you've got a book coming out, maybe you're putting on a summit or a conference, we can help you get in front of more people and get more exposure. So if this is something you're interested in, again, you can go to traumamediaplus.com or go to my website at thetraumatherapistpodcast.com, thetraumatherapistpodcast.com. Just click on the Media Plus link and reach out. We'll hook you up. Have an awesome day.